Let me ask you a quick question, and I really want you to be honest with yourself. How many times did you have to get up to use the bathroom last night? 2 times? 3? Or even more? And when you woke up this morning, did you actually feel rested? Or did you feel like you'd been run over by a truck? Do you notice your ankles getting a little swollen toward the end of the day? Or maybe your blood pressure is just a bit higher than it used to be? If any of that sounds familiar, I need you to listen very closely, because what I'm going to share today might be the most important thing you hear all year. We are talking about your kidneys, not your heart, not your liver, but your kidneys. These two humble, bean-shaped organs are the true, silent workhorses of your entire body. They serve as your body's built-in filtration system, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to filter roughly 50 gallons of blood every single day. Now, here is where the problem lies. For men over the age of 50, the kidneys are under total siege. They've been filtering non-stop for decades. They've had to deal with our diet choices, our daily stress, our poor sleep, and the basic wear and tear of living. The tricky thing about kidney disease is that it acts like a silent thief. By the time you actually start noticing symptoms, the damage is frequently severe and irreversible. It is estimated that millions of men are walking around with chronic kidney disease right now without having any clue at all. They're simply told that it's just a normal part of getting older. Well, I'm here to tell you right now that that is a complete lie. Having failing kidneys is absolutely not a normal part of aging. You see, as men, we have a very unique problem. We have a bad habit of ignoring red flags. We ignore that subtle ache, that extra weight around our waist, that constant fatigue. We like to think we're invincible. But once we cross that 50-year mark, our natural testosterone levels begin to drop, impacting everything from muscle strength to our overall mood. Our metabolism starts slowing down, and we simply don't process toxins as efficiently as we used to. Combine that with the usual suspects: high blood pressure, diabetes, and years of taking over-the-counter pain pills, and we end up creating a perfect storm for severe kidney damage. But this isn't about scaring you. This is about facing the facts. That's why what you choose to eat is no longer just about managing your waistline. It's literally about survival. Your kidneys require specific nutrients to run at their best, and they desperately need to avoid substances that force them to work overtime. The standard modern diet is an absolute nightmare for kidney health. It's packed with high levels of sodium, which spikes your blood pressure and places tremendous stress on the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys. It's filled with phosphorus-rich additives from processed meats and commercial sodas. And don't even get me started on all the refined sugar and processed carbohydrates. When you eat like the average person today, you are actively poisoning your own kidneys. You're forcing them to work triple shifts just to clean out all the garbage you're putting into your body. Over time, they get exhausted, they get inflamed, and eventually, they begin to fail. But this is where we turn the tide. This is where you take back control. You don't need costly prescription drugs or invasive surgeries to start protecting your kidneys. What you need right now is the simple wisdom to leverage nature's pharmacy. Today, we're going to dive into 5 incredibly powerful fruits that act like special forces for your kidneys. They are uniquely designed to flush out harmful toxins, bring down inflammation, and keep your organs functioning at their absolute peak. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, wait, fruit? Isn't that loaded with sugar? Isn't that actually bad for me? That is a widespread misconception that I need to clear up right away. The natural sugar present in whole fruits is totally different from the refined sugar you'd find in a glazed donut. Whole fruits are naturally packed with water, fiber, and thousands of beneficial phytochemicals that slow down sugar absorption and actively reduce inflammation. When you eat a whole apple, you're consuming a complex, highly structured food that genuinely nourishes your system. But when you drink apple juice, you're essentially drinking concentrated sugar water. And I beg you, if you take only one single lesson from this video today, let it be this: stop drinking fruit juice. It is honestly one of the absolute worst things you can consume, as it skyrockets your blood sugar and hits your kidneys with a concentrated blast of sugar and potassium without any fiber to regulate it. So, set aside what you thought you knew about fruit. We are going to approach this intelligently. We are going to be completely strategic. I'm going to reveal not only which fruits you should be eating, but precisely when to eat them, how to prepare them, and why they actually work. This isn't some cheap, quick fix. It's a true lifestyle transformation, and it goes beyond just eating the fruit. Everything has its ideal time and place. In fact, the specific time of day you eat these fruits is essential to how effective they will be. If you consume these fruits at the wrong hour, you could actually end up getting the exact opposite result of what you're trying to achieve. Your body operates on a natural rhythm, an internal biological clock. You have to work in harmony with that clock if you want to optimize your kidney performance. Certain fruits are best enjoyed first thing in the morning to kickstart your organs and help your body eliminate the toxins that built up overnight. Other fruits are better saved for the late afternoon, giving you a clean burst of energy while supporting your kidneys as they get ready for their evening repair phase. And then you have fruits like watermelon, which are incredible for hydration, but could easily disrupt your sleep if you eat them right before going to bed. It all comes down to being completely intentional. And let's step back to look at the bigger picture for a second. We aren't merely talking about getting by here. We are talking about truly thriving. Imagine waking up energized every single morning. Imagine your feet and ankles no longer swelling up. Imagine feeling completely sharp, clear-headed, and strong. This is what becomes possible when you properly support your kidneys. When your blood is clean, every single system in your body operates at a higher level. Your brain performs better. Your heart functions better. Your gut runs smoother. So when we discuss flushing out kidney toxins, what we are really talking about is purifying your entire body so you can truly enjoy the life you've worked so tirelessly to build. So I want you to take a deep breath right now and get ready. This isn't meant to be a guilt trip. This is a clear, actionable roadmap. We are going to wind back the clock on your kidney health and give these vital organs the precise support they desperately need. Going to examine the hard science, look at time-tested tradition, and focus exclusively on what actually delivers results. Stick around with me because we are right on the verge of uncovering the very first of these 5 incredibly potent fruits for cleansing kidney toxins. And I guarantee you'll be genuinely surprised by what made this list and what was left off. You're also going to discover one unique, simple trick that makes all of these fruits exponentially more powerful for men over the age of 60. Trust me, you definitely don't want to miss this. All right, let me dive right in. Let me introduce the very first fruit that absolutely belongs in your weekly diet if you're serious about giving your kidneys the support they deserve. Now, I know you might be bracing for something exotic, a rare fruit you'd have to track down at a specialty health store. But no, this first option is so simple, so unpretentious, and so widely available that it almost feels too easy. I am talking about the tart cherry. You might normally think of cherries as just a sugary summer treat, but tart cherries, especially the Montmorency variety, are an entirely different beast altogether. They are loaded with natural compounds called anthocyanins, which are responsible for their deep, vibrant red pigment. But far beyond giving them a rich color, these anthocyanins represent some of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds found anywhere on the planet. And here is precisely why that matters so much for your kidneys. At its very core, kidney damage is driven by an inflammatory process. It operates like a slow, hidden burn. The microscopic blood vessels packed inside your kidneys, known as nephrons, are extraordinarily delicate. Whenever they become inflamed due to elevated blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, or circulating waste toxins, they begin to form scar tissue. That progressive scarring is technically known as fibrosis, and once it takes hold, the damage is completely permanent. Those lost nephrons die off, and they simply do not regenerate. Because of that, our absolute top priority is to halt that inflammation, to douse the flames before they burn down the entire house. Tart cherries achieve this better than almost any other fruit in existence. But on top of that, they do something else truly remarkable. They are one of the very few natural food sources of melatonin. It's not a massive dose, but it's certainly enough to make a real impact. And they don't stop at melatonin either. They contain a unique blend of tryptophan and anthocyanins that work synergistically to dramatically improve the quality of your sleep. I realize I keep bringing up sleep, and you might be wondering, Doc, what on earth does my sleep quality have to do with my kidney health? The answer is simple: absolutely everything. Whenever you enter deep sleep, your body switches into an intensive repair mode. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure drops, and your kidneys finally get a prime opportunity to rest and perform their critical filtration work without having to manage the demands of digestion or physical movement. Even your brain actively flushes out toxic waste products during deep sleep cycles. If you aren't getting quality rest, your body simply lacks the capacity to heal itself. So, a fruit that simultaneously lowers kidney inflammation and enhances your sleep is an absolute game changer. I suggest enjoying a small bowl of fresh tart cherries or a small glass of tart cherry juice. And I mean 100% pure tart cherry juice with zero added sugars, roughly an hour before heading to bed. It works to soothe systemic inflammation and sets up the ideal conditions for deep, restorative sleep. Now, our second fruit is one that might catch you off guard. It often gets viewed merely as a holiday side dish, but in reality, it's a true superfood tailored specifically to flush out your kidneys. I'm referring to cranberries. Once again, I am not talking about those sweet cranberry juice cocktails sitting on supermarket shelves. Those are massive sugar bombs that will cause far more damage than good. I am talking about whole, fresh cranberries, frozen cranberries, or 100% pure, unsweetened cranberry concentrate, the ultra-tart kind that makes your mouth pucker instantly. You've likely heard that cranberries support bladder health, but their benefits go way beyond that. Cranberries act as a natural diuretic, meaning they gently stimulate urine output. This isn't about pushing your kidneys to overwork, it's about enabling them to sweep out toxins and metabolic waste far more efficiently. Think of it this way: a slow, sluggish river collects sludge and becomes stagnant and muddy, whereas a fast-flowing river remains clean and clear. Cranberries keep that internal river flowing smoothly. Specifically, cranberries contain specialized compounds known as A-type proanthocyanidins, which are almost unique to this fruit. These unique compounds have been scientifically shown to stop harmful bacteria from adhering to the walls of your urinary tract. While this effect is well known for stopping bladder infections, that exact same mechanism dramatically lowers the overall burden of inflammation across your entire urinary system, including your kidneys. When there's less local inflammation, your kidneys don't need to work nearly as hard to filter out bacterial leftovers. On top of that, cranberries are loaded with quercetin, a powerful antioxidant flavonoid that numerous studies have linked to direct kidney protection by curbing oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is triggered by free radicals, unstable molecules that assault healthy cells. Because your kidneys process such massive volumes of blood daily, they are exceptionally vulnerable to this kind of oxidative damage. Quercetin acts like a protective shield for those delicate nephrons we talked about earlier. So, how do you actually enjoy cranberries without cringing at how tart they are? Well, you can easily throw a handful of whole, unsweetened cranberries right into your morning smoothie. Or you can prepare a quick homemade compote, not a sugary pie filling, but simply simmering them gently with a splash of water and a dash of cinnamon, and spoon it over your morning oatmeal or yogurt. Alternatively, you can take a small shot of pure, unsweetened cranberry juice diluted with clean water. The main objective is to consume the pure, whole fruit with all its natural fiber and plant nutrients left intact. But this is precisely where timing and overall lifestyle come into play. You can't just consume these beneficial fruits and then immediately revert to harmful daily habits. If you eat tart cherries to support your sleep, but then consume a glass of wine right before turning in, you've completely undermined your efforts. Alcohol disrupts your sleep cycles and causes dehydration, piling additional stress onto your kidneys. Likewise, if you eat cranberries to help flush your system, but continue chugging 3 cups of coffee daily without drinking enough water, you are actively working against your own goals. Yes, coffee acts as a diuretic, but it can become severely dehydrating if you fail to balance it out with water. And chronic dehydration is easily one of the single greatest threats to long-term kidney function. Your kidneys fundamentally require adequate water to perform their duties. It's truly as straightforward as that. Whenever you become dehydrated, your total blood volume drops. This causes your blood to thicken, which causes your blood pressure to fall. In order to compensate, your kidneys are forced to secrete hormones that raise blood pressure by constricting blood flow directly to the kidneys themselves. Just stop and reflect on that for a moment. When you don't drink enough water, your own body is compelled to cut off proper circulation to your very own kidneys. Over time, that recurring restriction leads to real, lasting damage. I want you to make a deliberate effort to drink a large, tall glass of water first thing every morning before touching anything else. I also want you to choose plain water alongside your meals rather than sugary beverages. Ideally, your urine ought to look like a light, pale straw color. If it's looking dark yellow, that is a clear sign you aren't consuming nearly enough water. So far, we've covered two exceptional fruits specifically chosen to support your kidneys: tart cherries for calming inflammation and boosting sleep quality, and cranberries for flushing out waste and offering a strong antioxidant shield. But we are truly just scratching the surface here. The next fruit on our list is what I consider to be the single most overlooked fruit on earth when it comes to preserving kidney health. It's something you probably walk right past every time you visit the grocery store, yet it stands as one of the most effective natural tools for keeping your blood pressure under control. You definitely don't want to skip this next one. All right, now we are moving right into the real heavy hitters. The third fruit on our list is one that I genuinely believe is the most underrated fruit in existence for men's wellness, particularly if you are over the age of 60. I am talking about the humble, unpretentious, and frequently overlooked kiwi. Now, I can already hear what you're thinking. Kiwi? That fuzzy small green fruit? Yes, that exact one. And here is precisely why it packs such an incredible punch for your kidneys. It all revolves around potassium, but in a way that functions quite differently from what you might assume. You see, men past the age of 60 have to navigate a very delicate balance when it comes to potassium. If your kidneys are already suffering from significant impairment, consuming excessive potassium can actually be hazardous. However, if your kidneys are relatively healthy or just acting a bit sluggish, obtaining the proper amount of potassium is absolutely vital. Why is that? Because potassium functions as a powerful natural vasodilator, meaning it helps relax and widen the walls of your blood vessels. This effect directly lowers your blood pressure, and keeping your blood pressure down removes an immense amount of mechanical stress from your kidneys. But here is the true secret behind kiwi that sets it apart from other fruits. It possesses an almost ideal balance of potassium relative to sodium. The average modern diet is completely saturated with hidden sodium. It seems to be lurking in virtually everything we buy. When your body accumulates excess sodium without enough potassium to counter it, your tissues hold onto water in an attempt to dilute that salt. This extra fluid bloats your overall blood volume, causing your blood pressure to surge and forcing your kidneys to labor relentlessly just to filter out the surplus salt. It creates a devastating, vicious cycle. Kiwi actively breaks that cycle by supplying the precise potassium your body needs to flush out that extra sodium, effectively dropping your blood pressure and giving your kidneys room to breathe again. But wait, the benefits don't even end there. Kiwi is also one of the most fiber-rich fruits you can possibly eat. That high concentration of fiber works like an internal sponge inside your digestive tract, binding to waste products and harmful toxins so they can be smoothly ushered out of your body through your bowels. This process is hugely beneficial because it prevents those toxins from ever reaching your bloodstream, meaning your kidneys don't have to filter them out in the first place. It functions essentially like an added pre-filter for your body. When your gut is running smoothly and eliminating waste regularly, your kidneys enjoy a significantly lighter workload. And for men over 60, kiwi offers yet another major superpower. It is overflowing with vitamin C. Vitamin C acts as a heavy-duty antioxidant that shields delicate kidney tissues against ongoing oxidative damage. Beyond that, vitamin C performs another essential function by helping your body manufacture nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the key signaling molecule that instructs your blood vessels to open up and relax. Cleaner, smoother blood flow directly translates to far more efficient kidney filtration. It really is that simple. I recommend eating one whole kiwi every day, complete with the outer skin. Just rinse it well and bite right into it like you would an apple. That outer peel houses a massive proportion of the total fiber and antioxidant power. If the fuzzy texture bothers you, simply slice it up into thin pieces. But try hard not to peel it away if you can avoid it, because the massive health rewards far outweigh the unusual texture. Now, our fourth fruit might just be the biggest surprise on the entire list. It's an item you likely have sitting on your kitchen counter right now, yet you've probably never viewed it as a kidney-restoring superfood. I'm talking about lemons. And no, I don't mean sugary lemonade or artificial lemon-flavored products. I am referring to real, whole lemons, specifically their freshly squeezed juice. Lemons are exceptionally high in natural citric acid. While citric acid doesn't always get the attention it deserves in health discussions, it is a genuine lifesaver for long-term kidney function. Here is exactly why. One of the most common and painful health hazards for men over 60 is the development of kidney stones. Beyond being excruciatingly painful, kidney stones serve as a clear warning sign that your kidneys are struggling to manage mineral balance properly. The most prevalent varieties are calcium oxalate stones, which form whenever oxalate attaches itself to calcium inside your urine to form tiny, sharp crystals. Over time, those growing crystals turn into solid stones that can obstruct your urinary tract, trigger severe infections, and cause permanent long-term damage to your kidney tissue. Utilizing the natural citric acid found in lemons is one of the most effective strategies known for keeping this from occurring. Citric acid actively attaches itself to calcium in your urine, but it does so in a chemical configuration that prevents those dangerous crystals from clumping together in the first place. It functions as a powerful natural inhibitor, literally altering your urine chemistry to render it far less hospitable for stone formation. Furthermore, it can help dissolve microscopic stone particles that are just beginning to take shape before they ever escalate into a major issue. But the health benefits of lemons go even further than that. Lemons deliver a potent alkalizing effect once consumed. Despite tasting sharp and acidic, once processed by your digestive system, they work to optimize your body's internal pH levels. Maintaining a more alkaline environment drastically lowers the baseline inflammatory stress placed on your kidneys. And on top of all that, you get another solid dose of protective vitamin C, which we've already established as a major shield for your blood vessels. So, how do you easily introduce this into your regular morning schedule? It couldn't be simpler. Kick off your morning with a warm glass of water containing the freshly squeezed juice of half a lemon. Do not mix in any sugar and don't add honey either. Just raw lemon juice and plain water. Drink this immediately upon waking on an empty stomach, roughly 20 to 30 minutes before you eat any breakfast. Doing this doesn't just kick your daily hydration into gear, it also prepares your digestive tract, helps wake up your liver, and initiates the alkalizing process for your whole body ahead of the day. It stands as one of the simplest, most affordable, and remarkably effective health rituals you could ever build into your life. Now that brings us to our fifth and final fruit on the list. And this is the one that brings everything full circle. It is the fruit I personally view as the absolute gold standard for gentle kidney cleansing and deep cellular hydration. Watermelon. Yes, watermelon, that iconic summer staple that brings back memories of outdoor picnics and warm, sunny days. But watermelon is far more than just a nostalgic seasonal snack. In my professional opinion, it stands as the single most effective fruit for flushing out kidney toxins, provided you consume it properly and at the optimal time of day. Watermelon consists of over 90% pure water, delivering a massive boost of cellular hydration. But it's not just plain fluid. That natural water is structurally rich and packed with vital electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, which are crucial for cellular function and maintaining steady blood pressure. When you consume watermelon, you flood your kidneys with clean, nutrient-dense hydration that assists them in sweeping out accumulated waste without making them strain. But watermelon harbors a secret weapon, an amino acid known as L-citrulline. Your body efficiently converts L-citrulline into L-arginine, which then gets transformed directly into nitric oxide. As we discussed earlier, nitric oxide is the potent vasodilator that signals your blood vessels to open up and relax. By making watermelon a regular part of your routine, you directly support healthier blood pressure levels, which is easily the single most crucial action you can take to preserve your kidneys over time. However, and this is a major caveat you must keep in mind, watermelon is also a powerful natural diuretic. It will inevitably increase your need to urinate, which is a key part of how it cleanses your system. Because of this, you should never sit down with a big bowl of watermelon right before turning in for the night. If you do that, you'll end up waking up repeatedly throughout the night to use the bathroom, totally wrecking your sleep cycle. And as we've already covered, getting solid, uninterrupted sleep is absolute non-negotiable for kidney repair. So night eating completely defeats your goal. The absolute best window to consume watermelon is during the late afternoon, right around 3 or 4 p.m. This is the exact time when your body's metabolic pace naturally begins to slow. Enjoying watermelon at this hour offers a clean, refreshing lift in energy, rehydrates your body following the afternoon dip, and supplies your kidneys with the building blocks necessary to kick off their filtration process while you're still up and moving around to handle the extra fluid. It requires a thoughtful balance of timing and purpose, but when you execute it properly, the benefits are extraordinary. So there you have it, our 5 power-packed fruits. Tart cherries to cool down systemic inflammation and promote deeper sleep. Cranberries to sweep out toxins while forming a protective barrier against bacteria and oxidative stress. Kiwis to restore that vital sodium to potassium balance, lower blood pressure, and keep your digestive tract moving smoothly. Lemons to alkalize your body's pH and protect against painful, dangerous kidney stones. And watermelon to provide deep, electrolyte-rich hydration with a gentle diuretic benefit, provided you eat it at the right time of day. Now this is where the rubber truly meets the road. Simply knowing about these superfoods is one thing, but seamlessly weaving them into your daily lifestyle in a consistent, long-term way is where the real magic takes place. You can't simply snack on these occasionally and expect your kidneys to magically heal overnight. This is an ongoing habit, a daily investment in your long-term health and for vitality. Let's map out what your ideal kidney-friendly day could look like. I want you to picture this clearly. You wake up first thing in the morning. Before you pour a cup of coffee or prepare breakfast, you start by drinking a tall, warm glass of water with the juice of half a lemon squeezed into it. You can literally feel it invigorating your digestive system and deeply hydrating your cells. You give yourself about 20 minutes before eating. During that brief pause, you take a few deep breaths and focus on how you're choosing to care for your body, making a conscious decision to nourish yourself rather than punish yourself. For breakfast, you sit down with a bowl of plain oats or unsweetened yogurt, topping it off with a handful of fresh, tart, whole cranberries. You might also add several slices of unpeeled kiwi to secure that extra boost of dietary fiber and antioxidant vitamin C. This morning meal is a total nutrition powerhouse, low in sugar, packed with fiber, and perfectly structured to keep your kidneys operating smoothly throughout the day. Your blood sugar remains steady, your blood pressure stays relaxed, and your body gets the exact fuel it needs to recover and rebuild. Fast forward to the late afternoon. As the sun begins to lower and that familiar afternoon fatigue starts setting in, this is your cue to enjoy a bowl of fresh watermelon. Eating it around 3 or 4 p.m. delivers a clean, refreshing lift in energy. It thoroughly rehydrates your body after hours of daily activity and provides your kidneys with the exact ingredients they require to start a gentle flush that carries through into the evening. You aren't overburdening your internal systems, you are strategically priming them. Then, as night approaches, roughly 1 hour before hitting the pillow, you enjoy your tart cherries, either as a small bowl of fruit or a glass of pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. This serves as a clear signal to your nervous system that it's time to rest. The natural melatonin kicks in, systemic inflammation subsides, and you prepare your body for the most vital phase of the entire 24-hour cycle, the deep, restorative recovery that happens while you sleep. Now, I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. This entire daily routine yields results because it aligns seamlessly with your body's natural biological clock, rather than fighting against it. However, there are 2 additional health pillars that are completely non-negotiable if you want to maximize these benefits. and I haven't even touched on them yet. The first pillar is daily movement, and the second is stress management. You see, your kidneys thrive on physical movement. Whenever you move your body, you boost overall vascular circulation. Superior circulation ensures that a higher volume of blood passes through your kidneys, enabling them to filter out impurities far more effectively. You certainly don't need to run marathons to see the rewards. A brisk 30-minute daily walk is more than enough. It gets your heart beating, dilates your blood vessels, and allows your body to sweat out excess toxins through your skin. Even the timing of your physical activity plays a key role. If you can squeeze in a light walk right after meals, particularly after lunch, you help keep your post-meal blood sugar balanced. When blood sugar surges rapidly, it inflicts direct injury on those delicate nephrons. A simple post-meal stroll flattens those blood sugar spikes, protecting your kidneys from damage. And then we have to talk about stress. Men, particularly those over the age of 60, tend to carry stress in a very distinct, harmful manner. We internalize everything. We bottle up our worries, believing that holding it all inside makes us strong. But in reality, all we're doing is flooding our bloodstream with cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol spikes your blood pressure, raises your blood glucose levels, and triggers a state of persistent, systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. Your kidneys end up constantly swimming in this toxic, inflammatory environment, and their performance severely degrades over time. You simply must find an effective outlet to release that daily stress. It isn't a mindless luxury, it's an absolute necessity for your long-term survival. That could mean taking just 10 minutes to sit in silence and focus on slow breathing, immersing yourself in a favorite hobby, reconnecting with a good friend, or spending time in prayer or meditation. Whatever method works best for you, you must make a deliberate effort to calm your nervous system. Your kidneys simply cannot repair themselves if your body remains trapped in a perpetual state of fight or flight stress. Now, I want to circle back to something I teased earlier at the start of this video. I mentioned that there was one crucial trick that renders all of these fruits exponentially more effective. And that secret is simply this: unwavering consistency and patient commitment. It isn't found in a pill bottle, nor is it a magical quick-fix injection. It is the unglamorous daily discipline of showing up for your well-being every single day, consistently eating the right wholesome foods, staying thoroughly hydrated, taking your daily walks, and bringing peace to your mind. That is the real trick. That is the true secret. There are no shortcuts available here. Your kidneys have been working tirelessly on your behalf for over 6 decades now. They are worn down and they've taken a lot of punishment over the years. You obviously can't reverse decades of wear and tear in just a single week, but you can put a stop to further decline. You can freeze the damage in its tracks and initiate the slow, steady journey toward recovery. And those 5 fruits are the exact toolkit you need to make it happen. I want you to look directly in the mirror tonight and make a firm commitment. I want you to decide right then and there that your health is worth the effort. I want you to decide that you are no longer going to accept deteriorating health as an unavoidable part of getting older. Decide today that you are taking direct control of your kidney function, and in doing so, reclaiming complete control of your life. Just picture waking up a year from today without having to get out of bed 3 times every single night. Imagine having your blood pressure sitting comfortably in a healthy, normal range without relying on a fistful of daily prescription drugs. Imagine possessing the vibrant energy needed to play with your grandkids, tend to your garden, travel the world, and truly live life to the fullest. That vibrant future isn't some unrealistic fantasy. It is genuinely within your reach, starting today. It begins with a single conscious choice, and it starts with a simple lemon. Thank you so much for trusting me with your health journey. I am deeply grateful for your time and attention today. If this message brought value to you, please share it with others. Send it to your brothers, your sons, and your close friends. Too many men are passing away far too young from completely preventable health issues, and we need to start breaking the silence and supporting one another. So go grab a refreshing glass of water, step outside for a brisk walk, and treat your body with the respect it deserves. I'll catch you in the next video. Take great care of yourselves.